from the hollers and hills of West Virginia, it's Heavenly Hills Homestead with another episode. Stay tuned. Boom! All right, guys, let's go get some feed for the animals, right?
Yeah.
We're going to go get some feed from the local feed store. We're going to start mixing our own stuff. Ain't that right, guys?
Yeah.
Why are we going to mix our own?
Because the feed stops the chickens.
That's right. You heard it from the kids. The feed stops the chickens. And it does. It stops them from producing eggs. So we're going to go get our own local feed. We're going to mix our own. You guys stay tuned for that video. See ya. Y'all, if you need any kind of farming stuff, foods and stuff, come on over here to J&A Feed and Supply. You guys can get you all kinds of good stuff. You can also get some U-Haul stuff. So, all right. See ya. I like a bit of it's amore. It's amore. Righty dighty. We got a truckload of feed here. So you can only imagine what this video is going to be about. Oh, you guessed it. We'll talk about feed. We'll talk about mixing feed, particularly mixing our chicken feed. Those of you who have been following along know that we've had some issues with our chicken feed, and whether or not it is or is not the feed is not the debate in this video, but we're going to show you how to save money mixing your own feed and have a higher protein feed for your chickens. All right, so that's what this is all about, so stay tuned. Let's do it. So here normally we spend on average what was it? I just did the math in there. $123 a month on chicken feed. That's layer, that is scratch, and cracked corn. I think it was 123. It might have been 133. 123 to $133 a month. What we spend on our chicken feed. That's the layer, that's the scratch, and the cracked corn. So after the debacle, the fiasco, the whatever you want to call it, the saga of the chicken feed, and us not getting any kind of production, no matter what we did, turn the lights on, not have lights on, feeding higher, stuff, was the having the lights on, not having the lights on, doing different things. Nothing worked until we took them off the layer feed. We took them off that layer feed, the Country Roads layer feed. Suddenly, magically, my chickens start to produce eggs again. Was it the cat food? I don't know. Could it have been the cat food? Yeah, maybe. But it got me to thinking, okay, along the lines of feed, what do we want to do? What do we want our feed to do for our chickens? Well, we wanted to feed them, of course, but not only do we want them to feed them, but my chickens, and you guys can look at them, you've seen them. They look fat, they look happy, they look healthy. But the thing is if you go and grab one of them, we did this just last week, they aren't as big as what they appear to be. Now, some of you are going to say, well, that's perfectly normal. They were abnormally littler than what they should have been. We've wormed them. They've had their medicines, their treatments, all that stuff. They're fine as far as that goes. We've even had them checked out. And so we know that the flock is healthy and good and everything as far as that's concerned. So it's not that. It's the fact that either A, the feed does not have the amount of protein that is needed in there that it says is in there, or something is off, right? Maybe I'm not feeding enough protein. Okay, we've had an abnormally warm winter here in West Virginia, so though it's cold today, a couple of days ago it was not cold, right? And so you get into this realm of what isn't, what is good, what, all sorts of things, right? You go down a lot of rabbit holes, basically. But when I sat back and I thought about this, I said, okay, what do I want from my feed? I want it to be good, healthy feed. I want them to be fat, happy, not obese, but I want them to be fat. I want them to be happy, healthy. I want them to be good chickens. I want them to be good hens. And I want them to lay eggs. In order for them to lay eggs, they got to be healthy. They have to have weight on them, right? Because if all their energy is going into just keeping them alive and keeping some weight on them, then obviously it's not doing the job it needs, because then they're not going to lay eggs. If they're having to fight to keep body weight on, they're not going to lay eggs, okay? And so we need them to be fat. We need a higher protein feed. So this is going to produce a higher protein feed so that we can put weight on these chickens, so that we can essentially get them laying. Now, maybe there's something to this. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. We're going to wait a couple weeks to go down this, but here's kind of a caveat to it. Maybe, just maybe, there's something maybe not necessarily in the feed, but maybe it's such a downgrade of feed, a quality of feed that it, from what it used to be, that maybe our chickens aren't able to lay because the protein just isn't there. The 16% that it says, maybe it's just not there. And if it's not there, or maybe it's just such a bad quality that they just can't keep the weight on them. Okay, because I never had problems from that feed before. I've always bought my feed from the same place every time. It's always been Royal King every time. Now, here and or there, I may not be able to go to Royal King, which is 40 minutes away. So I'll go up here to the feed store and I'll buy one sack here and there, like once every 6 months or something, just to get by till we get to the store. That has nothing to do with it. So I always buy my feed from Royal King. And so I never had a problem. Always had good egg production, even through the winter. And so, a decent egg production for the winter. Let's put it that way. And so what I'm thinking is maybe the quality of feed has dropped off. Okay, we're, like I said, we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. But if the quality of feed dropped off dramatically, that would explain why my chickens are not heavy and why they are not producing, because they're trying to fight they're eating just to keep themselves alive. The feed is doing nothing more for them than just keeping them alive. It's just maintaining them. It's not adding anything to them. Does that make sense? And so this feed that I'm going to mix, okay, the first month that you buy this, it will cost you more than what you're used to. White millet and flaxseed will cost you more in the beginning. But because you only need 10 pounds of it each per month, you can make this last 5 months buying it in a 50-pound bag. So white millet and the flaxseed, we're going to use that, 10 pounds of each. It's 20 pounds total. We're going to mix that in with 50 pounds of soy, 50 pounds of cracked corn, 50 pounds of black seed sunflower, black oil sunflower seeds, all right, and something else. It ends up making 260 pounds. Well, no, excuse me. It ends up making 310 pounds of feed, which normally I feed 300 pounds of feed to the chickens in a month. All right, between the layer, the scratch, and the crack. So this will last. Well, the white millet and the flaxseed will last us 5 months. 50-pound bags, 10 pounds a month will equal 5 months. So you have that cost at the beginning, but you split that between 5 months, you're doing pretty well. It ends up costing me, when I added it up, on a month that I do not have to buy flaxseed or the white millet, it costs me $93 to feed them now, versus it was $123 or $133 a month feeding them the other stuff. And my protein is substantially higher, like 20 to 25%. All right, using this method this way. So not only am I saving money, I'm putting fat on them. I'm going to have better tasting eggs. I'm going to have more protein on my chickens. Everything in this screams a better deal. All right, like I said, on those months that you will have to buy it, you do spend a little bit more, okay, because the flaxseed here was $48, I think 48 something, $49 basically for a 50-pound bag, and then I think the white millet was $30.26 for a 50-pound bag. So you do have that cost, but you split that up between 5 months. All right, and then on the months that you're not having to buy it, maybe you can buy one bag or the other, and always have it in stock, so you're not having to have that price thrown at you at 1 month and then just save it out through 5 months. So say you get to month 3, you buy you a bag of pearl millet. You get to month 4, you buy you a bag of flaxseed, and then you don't have to worry about it on your 5th month, right? Because you've already got it bought and you don't have to worry about it. So 6 months rolls around, you've already got it stocked up, and you just keep on rolling it like that. You would still save money in the long run. All right, now I have to do the math and everything, break that down for you. We'll get to that in another video that we're hopefully going to be doing towards the end of the month when we see how these girls start acting using this feed, all right, which I think they're going to act fairly well. Now, this feed will also break down into other things because I have totally went off from buying anything from Royal King, Tractor Supply, or any other big box store. We are completely away from them, totally local. In fact, the local store that's right up the road here, they couldn't get me anything I needed, but J&A Feed and Supply in Beaver, which they actually live just a couple miles from me here. Beaver is about 20 minutes from us. they have a shop up there, and they literally live just right here. I've actually flown my drone over there to Wildod several times in several videos. Wildod is just on the other end of the lake. All right, so they literally live on the other end of the lake here, so not far from us. But they're from here, so they're local. So I'm giving back locally, even though their business might be 20 minutes away. It's still a local family. They're going to be able to get whatever we need. All right, and so I'm supporting that. I'm getting good stuff, and in fact, the feed that we're buying is from West Virginia. It is from Yoggers, which is in Mason County. All right, Mason County, West Virginia, which is on the Ohio border, West Virginia, Ohio border. So we're getting it from, they buy their feed from Yoggers, and I buy my feed from them. And so it's locally sourced, it's locally grown, or at least grown here in West Virginia. And so you can feel better about your feed. In fact, there's a lot of people that they say have come to them and will not buy from anybody else unless it's an Yoggers brand feed. So that makes me feel good about this feed all around. Everything about this screams good feed, right? So everything has come from there, minus the black oil sunflower seed. That did not come from them. Everything else has come from them. So we've even got our goat feed and our hog feed coming from them, and we're going to be mixing those as well. That will have to be another video for another time. It's too cold for me to be doing all this at once. So we're going to mix the chicken feed. Again, it's 50-pound of corn. No, excuse me, 2 50-pound bags of whole corn, one 50-pound bag of black oil sunflower seeds, 1 50-pound bag of rolled oats, 1 50-pound bag of soybean meal, and 10 pounds of white millet, 10 pounds of flaxseed oil, or flaxseed, excuse me. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to unload the truck and get that done. So let's do it. We've never mixed we would always mix our chicken feed, but we never mixed it in any bags. So this will be the first time that we'll be mixing it as such. And so I think what we're going to do is we're going to open up several of these bags. We'll scoop up so much of it until all the bags are empty, and then we'll use our auger right here to finish mixing them all. Where did my son put my daggone? There it is. So, let's see here. Open up these black sunflower seeds here. Sunflower seeds, they are really a good nutrition for a lot of animals, even your goats. It is a little expensive though, but it will work wonders from everything I've read and seen. So you might want to get you some of that. Of course, we got our bag of corn here. Open up that bag right there, just like so. What else we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so what else we got here? Our whole oats right here. Open that bag up. Those are looking good as well. What else we got here? That's commodity feed, layer pellets, goats. All right, now, where's my soy at? I don't have a soy bag here. Hang on a minute. Stare me in the face the whole time. Right here's soy. gonna say I know we loaded it because I got it and I'm the one that put it in there. Of each one. There's one. And here, this is your soybeans here. Look at that. This looks good, don't it? Nice looking stuff there. Chuck some over to them here. It's gonna be really good for them. Really good. So everything's eating it already. There was a train car one time. We lived down Deepwater. There was a train car come by one time, and it spilt from Montgomery all the way up through Falls View. Soybeans. When we were going through there, we thought it was corn. Ended up with soybeans. It got a little wet and was a little poofy like. But man, let me tell you, I got that stuff and I made some killer deer feed out of it. Bag of rolled oats here, or whole oats, excuse me. All right, there's that. Now, my millet and my flaxseed will be in a couple days. That was something they had to special order, so I'll mix it in when it gets here. We're just going to go on ahead and mix this stuff here up. So there's that. Again, we'll have to add our 10-pound of flaxseed to it and our 10-pound of white millet. But as soon as that comes in, we'll be down a little bit, I'm sure, and we'll add that in. Now I guess I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to shoot the video to do for our goats and our pigs. And it won't be in this video, but it will be in an upcoming video. We'll go ahead and just do that now. But first, before we do that, let's feed these chickens. Really, I found about a half a 5-gallon bucket, and these guys are happy, happy, happy. And this stuff being a little bit thicker, heavier stuff, it's probably going to take even less. But we're going to have to get used to all that. You guys can see there. how nice that looks. We typically don't feed this late in the evening, but these girls didn't have a whole lot of feed this morning. So we're going to feed them. And we're going to feed these guys in here, even though they probably don't need it. And they don't. He still got feed from yesterday. There's just some feed there, young man and young lady. Got any eggs in there today? I don't see nothing in there. It's a shame that they quit laying in here. We thought we had them figured out, and then these guys stopped laying, or millies, which is sad. There you go. See no eggs in there, but we do have some eggs in here. Yes, sir, we do. Got a nice egg there. Super cold. I hope it didn't freeze. Put that in my pocket, keep it warm. Oh, no eggs there. All right. Let's see here. Coming out. Let's see if we got any in here. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. We were getting duck eggs. We got about, I don't know, 10 or so. Then she quit laying again. Old Looney. Looney's just Looney. She lays and then she quits. All right, got another brown egg. That's good. Should have a silky egg today again. If she keeps up with the tradition, no silky egg. She didn't lay today. All right, well, let me go grab my little shovel, or not shovel, but my other part there that I have forgotten. Everybody's going to bed, so let me go on ahead and get out of here. Let them go to bed. We're going to walk down here and check on these cochins and that millie that we got left in there real quick. Give them this new feed as well. Start everybody out on the new feed at the same time. And we got those baby chicks and some bigger birds in the building over here. And we're going to turn this building over here into our chick brooder / breeder pen thing. Well, not the whole thing, just half of it. Turn half of it into that, and the other half we'll use for storage and stuff still yet. But that's the plan anyhow. You guys got any eggs in here? Or are we bearing today? Huh? Did we go bearing today? Come on, let's get you some food. There you go. Usually y'all got plenty of food left. I don't see no eggs in there. So you must not have any today. All right, so no eggs from today. We've got 2 eggs. I'll show you those in just a moment. And like I said, guys, usually we have quite a few more eggs than this. Kind of show you here. Those production reds, there's 3 of them left. You can see them right here by these ducks. There's 3 of those left. One of them's in there. We have this older Americana. Now, those birds, they'll be 3 years old in September, all right? These 2 right here, and their other one that's inside the building, and then that Americana that's working its way down here right now. You can see her right there. They will be 3 years old come September. All the rest of these hens are young hens, and they should be laying. They should have started laying back as early as October, November, and they have not started laying. Very, very odd that they not be laying. Silky, it lays here and there. It doesn't lay consistently like normally they do. The production reds, and I don't think that they're laying yet at all. Now, one of these eggs might be theirs. Oh, that one right there did freeze and bust. So that one there is no good. That sucks. I'm going to throw that egg out, and I believe it's a turkey egg. But yeah, it is what it is. They do. It is cold out here, and it's going out of here. It's just one of the things that happens sometimes. You can see there, it froze and busted on us. And but that right there, I believe, is a turkey egg. I say that because it's laid in the box that the turkey is always in. You can see there, he's breeding. You can see right there, he got her. Well, he's trying to get her. Maybe he might get her. I don't know if he can do any good or not. Goodness, son, if I couldn't do no better than that, I'd give up my day job. I'd just quit. You just absolutely suck at your job. I don't know how in the world any of them even hatch with doing it like that. Good night of living. That was pitiful. Anyhow, see there, it's busted. This one here, it wasn't busted when I picked it up, so it must have just been under so much pressure. Anyhow, this egg here, I got out from inside where the big hens set, so that's probably one of their eggs, one of the production reds. We'll throw this egg down here to the hogs, sadly. Yeah, it was solid as a rock. Didn't even make a splat. So, all right, guys. You can tell me what you think below. Tell me. Do you think that this feed's going to work? Do you think this mix is going to be a good one, or do you think it's all fallacy? Do you think there's nothing wrong with the feed? There's just something going on with my birds, or something going on with the technique, or something, right? I'll be honest with you guys. There's lights on them. There's plenty of light on them. Did they start laying when I put lights on them? Sure, yeah, they did. They actually did start laying eggs. I was getting 0 eggs. Put the lights on them and started getting some eggs. 1 to 2 a day from the millies. But the millies were down there at the beginning of this. The millies were down there. They weren't getting any more light than what the sun would give them. So I was getting eggs from them in the coaching first, and then I started getting after I pulled everything off of the layer mash there last week or week before last. The Silky started laying again. She was laying when she first got here, and then she quit laying. And then as soon as we got rid of that feed, she started laying again. So talked to that gentleman, and no, he did not feed any feed from Royal King or Tractor Supply. He fed local feed. Anyhow, put the lights on though, and she did start laying again once we gave her the quit giving her the feed and gave her cat food. Then also one of these brown chickens here, one of the production reds, they started laying an egg every day, and then the naked neck, I'm pretty sure, is the one laying that really light colored egg. She started laying as well. Or whatever chicken it is laying that egg. So, it could, I don't know. But it'd be nice to know what you guys think, and do you think it is or isn't the feed? Like I say, I think it is. Just from everything I've done. I also got a chart that I'm working on right now, based solely on posts and videos of people on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And I'm doing a chart, and what I'm doing is if they make a post saying they don't, they're not getting eggs and they're feeding Royal King or they're feeding Tractor Supply, or if they make a video about it, I'm writing that down, their area down, like where is the video from? Is it Ohio? Where in Ohio? Is it Medina, Ohio? Is it Charleston, West Virginia? Is it Richmond, Virginia? Where at? Or so I'm trying to make a chart, trying to see where this is at. And so far, I'll be honest with you, the chart is pretty interesting, is what it's showing. The more rural area you get to, the more that this is happening, and the less rural area that you get to, the less that it's happening. So it's not happening as far out, and it's very interesting because there's less people chicken raising closer to cities than there are those of us that are way out in the country. And so I just thought that was interesting. Maybe nothing. Maybe it's just because the numbers are skewed because there are so many more out in rural America that are growing their own food and their own chickens, as opposed to those that are closer to the city. So I don't know. but it's very interesting nonetheless. So anyhow, we're going to get on out of here. We're going to do our video on our feed for our pigs and for our goats. Guys, like always, we appreciate you watching. And we'll see you tomorrow right here in the Hollers and Hills of West Virginia. See ya.
Don't forget to smash that like button. That notification bell.
Don't get the dog.
Good job. Here you go. Thank you.
Don't get the dog.
Don't forget to share. Yep. There you go. Good job. And
And
subscribe.